Hello everybody, it's Christine and it's time for Scraplift Crafternoon. Let me show you the original. I believe it's Lisa Brooks, the original designer. Sorry, I'm trying to get this lighting here. See if I can get that right. It's a 2-pager, you guys. So this is a little unusual. And she actually has 5 photos. I don't know if I pulled out 5 or not, to be honest with you. I don't think I pulled out 5. I think I pulled out 4. I'll look and see about it. She has basically 1, 2, let's call it 3 pattern papers plus like a solid cardstock. Title and embellishment there. Little journaling here. Embellishment cluster down here. She did ink the edges of the cardstock. I don't know what I'm going to do about that yet. I haven't really got that far because I got into my scrap room flavors of the month. I'm not sure which month this was, to be frank with you. This might have been like September or something. Because I have this Bevalent sketchbook. I don't know if I've used this before. I feel like possibly because I have these tags. Let me show you the pictures in just a second. And then I have 2 sheets of paper. And normally it comes with 3 sheets of paper. So I must have gotten into the tags for some reason. And why to do that and not nothing else, I couldn't tell you. But I got these 2 sheets here. And I think I can make this work because on hers, you can actually see, you could actually kind of stretch your paper a bit. There's 2 pieces of white cardstock, so that kind of works out nicely. And then the photos I have are actually of the cake cutting. Hey, Saturn. Are the cake cutting of my daughter's wedding. And I'm thinking what I might do is put like the cake here. Which, first off, is this not a great picture with a little bridesmaid lady in the back? I think I'll go like this. And then I have a horizontal. And I may cut this down a little bit because it looks to me like she's cut hers down. And I don't necessarily need, all the people necessarily. We'll see. They kind of came about here. I may put maybe some of the tags here. And then I have these 2 vertical pieces here. Well, hi, baby. She's wanting love, y'all. Look at her. So I think this will work out. And then I have these embellishments. And honestly, I have this cute title. It says The Good Life, which I think is adorable. There's like a butterfly and stuff. Let me see what else we got here. I forgot also what was in here. I see some hearts, so that's helpful. And is it things I can make work with a cutting of a cake? Definitely those. These are just some cute cluster items, little florals. Oh, definitely little hearts, so that's adorable. I think she actually had one of the flavors of the cake was like a peach something. I have to double check with her. I'm going to be honest, you guys. This is going to sound terrible. It was a beautiful cake. Gorgeous cake, fresh florals, perfect. But y'all, they used the whipped cream icing. I'm not a fan of whipped cream icing. If it's not buttercream, like it's just not worth the calories to me. So I don't eat it. I think I took 1 bite and I'm sure it was a wonderful cake. And I just was like, eh. We have Admit 1, we have Remember, we have Memo. So definitely some stuff I can work. Oh, this is cute. You make me smile. Totally usable stuff. So let me get Saturn off my desk because she's definitely, y'all, she's been in a mood the last couple of days. Very much clingy, very much wanting love, very much laying on my planner, laying on my keyboard, being all up in my business. But then she was kind of playing too. She was running around, playing with a piece of paper that had been trimmed off, all the things. So anyways, that's just me nattering, y'all. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, and actually my point in doing all this is going to be the pieces on the sides. And then this will be the more like where the green polka dot was. And then hopefully if I do this, if I play my cards right, the back side, I want to use this as my little, she had that little scallop border top. I think that'll work. That's my goal. So let me hope and pray I do this correctly. So that's what I don't know that I'm going to ink the edges. That's kind of not a technique I use much often anymore, but I may take like a pen and draw around. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, let me get to cutting. I don't think I have to mount these because she didn't mount them, and I think they're going to look cute without it, but let me just check and see. So let me do some cutting. I'll be back on. Okay, you guys, I went ahead and grabbed out of my stash this piece of cardstock because I realized no matter what I did, I wouldn't have enough without that piece of cardstock. So since I'm using this as the polka dot, it looks to me that because it's the width of the pictures and then the width of 2 pictures, that would be 3 4 inch wide pictures. So this is my 12 by 12. So I need a 4-incher. That being said, I gotta be careful because I need to leave myself, measure this. Looking at my little sheet here, if we come down, I think it's gonna have to be like a 10-incher tall. Maybe not even that though, because I have two. If I followed, I don't think I'm gonna use the, what have I done with my pictures, y'all? I'm just gonna do this for sizing. So if this were kind of the way it was, and she's got basically that, like that. Where's my ruler? Yeah, I'd say 10 inches. Okay, that's what I need to know. So what I'm going to do is cut off 2 inches from the bottom. That's interesting. I don't know if that's part of the pattern or if I somehow scraped that paper funny. All right, so I'm going to do 2 inches off the bottom, which leaves me a stripe if I need it. And then I need to cut it into 4 inches. I have found lately that if I come from the top, I keep catching it and like tearing the paper. So I almost have to come from the bottom. Okay, so now I have these pieces like this. And then I need to do 10 inches. I'm going to save this because that's going to go on the side. Let's do 10 inches. And then that's the height, right? And then I need to do like a width here. Let me see. Where's the paper I just cut, you guys? Oh, here it is. So if this is this, and it comes into here, I'm going to bring this in just a tad. I'll trim this down a little bit. And I say that, I may not have to. We'll leave it like this. That's going to be, it's basically 6 inches. Okay. So we'll do 6 inches. Let's see. I'm kind of just building my situation, right? So there's that, and then that, and then we got like this, and this, and then these two guys. That'll be like that, and then I need my floral to the outside, but I got to make it 10 inches. Which actually works out well because that tells me my top two pieces will be 1 inch a piece. So actually that's what I'll do because I have to, you know what I'll do? I'll make this 10 inches and then I gotta go get a punch over there. I'll punch this to be my border along the top here. Okay, give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, so I have cut my purple in my little cardstock piece there. So now I'm going to do the borders. What made me do this first, I don't know, but I'm actually kind of glad I did because this is the back side of the floral piece that's going to go on out on the outside. And I cut this thinking, okay, I'll cut the top and bottom, I'll flip it over or whatever, and then cut it down the middle. And that works fine, except that only covers 1/2 of my border that I need. So I was like, oh, shoot. So I did both sides because my thinking was, okay, I'll cut it down the middle. Of course, I put it on this trimmer here, and I can't hold it still. So I almost boogered up and realizing, oh, shoot, it's a little too thin. Like, I can't get my fingers around it while it's cutting. So I'll end up using some washi tape to hold it still and then cut it. And that works totally fine. I don't mind cutting the washi tape. It didn't really matter to me. So I'll just use a little piece of washi tape at the bottom, and then I'll cut it in half, and then that's going to be my top border. And then I start kind of looking at my paper over there, and I realized I had cut it down to 10 inches, thinking, okay, because I pulled the 2 inch off to cut the little border strip here. Well, then I started looking, I go, well, shoot, if I cut it from the direction I had cut the length, I'm not explaining this well at all, but I started looking at this going, if I cut it that way, I will not have the opportunity to make the longer border that I'm going to need. So I end up kind of reversing my mind here and not going that direction, or excuse me, the 10-inch direction. I'll end up going ahead and cutting again from that 12-inch side, and then I'll have to trim these 2 pieces of paper off again. So I guess I was trying to make it where I just did from the 10-inch. I'm not even explaining this right at all. I'm so sorry. Basically, I just had to rotate my idea, but that means I didn't have to cut these little squares off is my point. I'm just having to cut these 2 little 2-inch squares off. But that works. It works fine. I mean, the florals, there's no real directional viewpoint on the florals, I guess, because it's just a floral paper. So it's okay that I had to do that. But like I said, it's just a little bit different than my original idea. So now I'm going to glue these down. I don't put anything between the seams or anything. She didn't show anything. The other thing I had to do different was she had like happy birthday as it was either a border strip or a piece of washi tape or something on the top and the bottom of the horizontal photos. I didn't really have anything like that, so I did not do that. That's not part of my design here. And again, as I mentioned, I only have 4 photos, not 5, so I do something a little bit different under the main horizontal photo you'll see in a second. So here is my left side. I've got that glued down. I didn't go all the way to the edges just so I could, if I needed to adjust things, I could, which you can see right there I had to do just a little bit. Had to tuck it underneath there because I didn't really want to trim it, so I just went up underneath a little bit. And then I'm doing my right-hand side, trying to line everything up here. I like this color palette a lot. The colors, I wouldn't suggest to you, like her colors were kind of very fallish, and you'll have seen some other layouts. So you'll notice that like I use a lot of kind of fallish colors because she's kind of got, you know, maroon and sage and those types of things. This is where I decide, by the way, I need to split these photos just a tad. Well, I will in a minute. Maybe if I haven't done it yet. I'm going to shift it over just a hair. Even here, I'm going to shift it over. Again, hers almost looked like it was perfectly the right width of the paper, and you only saw the pattern on the top and the bottom, but I'm going to scooch it just a hair so you kind of see the pattern between the photos and like to the left and stuff like that. I just wanted to see the purple. Here's where I got that little gap on there, and that's on purpose. And you can kind of see the photos shifted just a tad over the right edge of that purple paper. Now, here's where I'm trying to make sure I get that left-hand photo the same height as the right ones. I started to say something a second ago, and I've lost my train of thought. I was talking about the colors, I think. Oh, her fall colors and stuff. But that the cake with that purpley, pinky, purpley color with the flowers on it, I thought, well, I can make this work. This is a little more springtimey than her actual color palette. But here I started to put this too low, and I realized, wait a minute, I need to come up. And so I adjusted that. And I think I've already cut the tags off the sheet of paper I showed you guys. You'll see that in just a minute. If I haven't, I do. Here's the little border strip I made. And I realized, like I said, at this point, I'm going to end up having to make another one because I go, oh, shoot, I've only done enough for my top. It's like it's not going to cover the whole way. I shifted over so that I can match it up on the right-hand side. And I'll just use my scissors in a second to snip that off. This one, it almost goes the whole way. So I only shift it from the left and kind of have it come over. And that looks cute, though. I like that punch and everything. I think that's a cute idea. Hers is a little bit bigger scallop, but I think this works nicely. And I'll organize that. And then, like I said, I'm going to snip these off. But I'll tell you real quickly. So the photos, of course, I told you kind of in the beginning that the cake had that whipped icing, which I don't care for. But it was a beautiful cake. And I'm almost certain, I need to ask my daughter because I do want to put it on my journaling card. I'll add one toward the end. And I think she had like a peach. It was peach something. I forget what she said. And then the other was like a chocolatey one. I don't remember the name of the flavors. I'll have to write. My whole point, like I said, I added journaling card because I'll add them. Oh, here's where I'm going to get the Good Life. I'm actually going to organize the Good Life slightly different than it was on the plastic. I'm going to put Good and Life next to each other. And I'll put the kind of above Good. For some reason, the holes of these L's had like little... like it wasn't cut all the way through or something. So I had to kind of clean out the middle there. It's like a little cardboardy type feeling to it or something like that. I don't know. There's my little dot. I will actually at the end, I don't do it on camera, but I will take some Nuvo glue behind these. They're a little adhesive, but I would say they're not terribly sticky. So I will add some adhesive behind that. I use almost every puffy. I think I didn't use the strawberry. But otherwise, I use pretty much everything. On the right-hand side of there, it's kind of off a tad off the side. I'm sorry about that, you guys. But it has the little peach, and I went ahead and used it because I know that one of the flavors, or I'm pretty sure one of the flavors was peach. Let's pray it is, because that's what I decided upon. And I use that floral, and then there's this cute little vellum piece here. It says like flowers blossom with joy or something. And I thought, well, that's kind of cute. And then these hearts were perfect. I just go ahead. I love the little pear there. That's just reminds me of like a wedding. And I'll just organize these kind of where she's got all her stuff. You know, she's got the little clusters around. This is where I decided to use the tags instead of that second photo. And I'll end up using the couple of the puffies on here. I like this, You Make Me Smile. I thought, well, that's really cute. That'll be good on there. So I'm going to glue these down. I did not add any string. I did have the holes and stuff, so I do have naked holes. But I don't know. I kind of debate with myself, should I have added string or not? But I do put some puffies and stuff on there, so I go, maybe I would have been overkill. So that's a pretty little floral. I enjoy that up there. That's kind of where those candles were on hers. You see what I mean, though, about not having used the happy birthday along the top and the bottom of the horizontal photos, but I don't think I needed anything. This is where that little thing right there, it says, oh, shoot, what does that say? What does that say, you guys? It's so tiny. Oh, loving this. I put that on the photo. She doesn't really have that, but I thought it was cute. Adding my little floral there. I got to put some foam. I put the foam up underneath the hearts. I'll actually end up pulling that bird in there, and I'll put the foam up underneath that and the peach on the right-hand side. I probably should have cut some of this out, but you'll see what I'm doing. I have my little purple art bin thing over there. I'm putting my pieces in. I have had them in baggies, but the baggies kind of irritate me because I have to dig my fingers down in there, and they're just harder to get to the tiny pieces. So I decided to move them over to that little art bin thing, and that's working pretty well. So I put my little hearts there. I'm just going to fast around, you guys, honestly. We actually had her reception. I'm going to call it reception very lightly. It's like a very casual use of that word because of where we were, this small little town, it's not like there's a venue. You don't have like a big venue. There's some places it could have been driven to, but frankly, it was going to cost a lot of money for just 20 people. So we ended up at this really popular barbecue place. I mean, but the one day we had to go just look at it to see about what it was. I mean, we'd already reserved it, but I hadn't seen it. So we went the first day we were there just to go see it. The line was out the door. So it was great food. I will say the only thing that kind of made me a little bit sad, they had said, oh yeah, we'll have a separate room. We've got a partition. Okay, great. Well, the partition was like a 3-paneled, like one of those like change behind type things, you know, like you might put it up in a room to change behind a screen. It was like that kind of thing. And y'all, this place was crowded. It was very crowded. And they had 20 of us all kind of on like 3 tables. You really couldn't like go around. It's not like they could mingle. So that was kind of unfortunate. They didn't really get to talk to most of their guests, if I'm honest. I didn't get to go talk to anybody because you couldn't really get around in there. The food was really good. I'm not going to lie. It was really good. But then we had like a waitress from some of the other tables kind of wandering over to our area to get like boxes to take to go. So we're like thinking the photographer's trying to get pictures of them cutting their cake, and there's these waitresses. It was a little bit chaotic. I'm not going to lie. It was a little chaotic, but it was okay. Again, the food was great. Everybody was a good sport about it. It was fine, but it was just like, okay, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it was, the most organized, let's put it that way. Because also the planner had to leave. So we only had her for so many hours. And, you know, they got in there, took some photos, did a few little things, and then she left. So there was nobody like to tell the restaurant to do this or that. And so they just started bringing food out randomly. But it was okay. Like I said, it was kind of a fitting end. It's just family and friends and good food. And it was fine. Brooke went off and changed into her reception dress. And we had a nice time. So now you've kind of seen I've stuck around a few different little elements there. The little bird, I got a butterfly, a little admit one ticket. This remember here is what I'm going to use for the journaling. I'm going to put like the cake flavors and stuff on it. And like a little baby bit about what I just mentioned to you about the reception was at this like barbecue place. I'll probably put the name of the barbecue place on it. And I'm just kind of touching. You can always tell, again, like I said, when I'm getting done, I'll touch things. So I'm kind of checking myself. Well, I was kind of debating on that spot right there, that journaling spot, because she did have the journaling down there, but it was kind of to the right. And I thought, do I need to move it? But I had that lovingness there, and I didn't want it to be separate. So that's where I glued it all down, y'all. So here's the layout. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget, there's a little hop here, so make sure you check out the link, the playlist. and check out the other folks playing along, and make sure you give them some love. And thank you so much. Don't forget to do like and subscribe. I don't know why we have to say that of every video, but I guess because people watch stuff, and frankly, I do this. I'll watch somebody and they pop up in my For You, and technically I've never subscribed to them, and I don't know why that is. It's like, oh shoot, because they keep showing up, but I haven't actually subscribed, so don't forget to do that. And we'll see you next time. Bye.